Okay, so good morning. So basically, I've just introduced you to the lesson that we are going to do. That was the drama, okay, and the name of the drama and the name of the play that we are going to do from the textbook is If I Were You, isn't it? And yesterday we just which is talk about the basic information about the drama. Okay, yes, I told you that the word drama it came from a Greek word called dran, which means to do. Okay, and drama is a story that is performed on the stage, and drama is different from poem and prose lesson. Okay, it has own special character. Okay, yes, and we also learn that the drama or the play has got what should I say dialogue. It has got stage setting, costume, lights and sound, and it also help the live audience. Okay, yes, and drama is a story, and whenever we have a story we have to know that there are different elements. Okay, and what are the story elements? The story elements are the setting, the character, the plot, and the conflict, okay, which is very important. And in the end the conflict gets resolved. Okay, we get the solution for the conflict. And we also know that the drama can be categorized into basically two types. Okay, the first one is tragedy, where the ending is sad, and the other one is comedy, in which the ending of the drama is in a good and happy mode. Okay, so these were the things that we talked about yesterday. Okay, yes, so you should be in a position to differentiate poetry from prose and prose from drama. Okay, these all are the things that we study in a literature. These are the things that we find in an English textbook. Okay, and you should know the difference between the drama, prose, and poetry. Okay, yes. So that is one thing that you have to keep in mind. Okay, and then I've already introduced you to the play, and the name of the play is If I Were You. So from the title, we will get some idea. If I were you, somebody is wishing, okay, to be that person. Okay, if you are not happy with who you are, and then you wish you were somebody. Okay, yes, so if I were you, and this drama, it's about a person named Gerard. Okay, yes, we know that he was a playwright. He was involved in drama and playwriting like this, and obviously he must be having lots and lots of intelligence. He must be having lots and lots of ideas, very sharp, and he was very intelligent in changing that very, what should I say, fearful situation into a different way. He took everything very lightly. Whereas if we were in his position, it would be a totally different. Okay, if you are encountered with somebody, a total stranger who comes in your room when you are alone, and he is having a gun in his hand, then obviously we all will be surprised, and our mind, our intelligence starts working. Okay, we may do so many things, we may do so many unwanted things, but Gerard was totally different. His mind was there during that fearful moment, isn't it? And then he very was intelligent. He was able to get rid of that person who was trying to kill him. Okay, yes. So I have already introduced you to the drama. We have already completed. Okay, I think 2 pages. Okay, yes. Now, which part of the drama are we in? Okay, yes. We know that Gerard was alone in his cottage. And where was that cottage? That cottage was in Essex, okay, a small countryside in England. He was talking on the phone, and after talking on the phone, he was busy packing. Okay, he was having a big suitcase, okay, a traveling bag, and he was busy packing his things. And suddenly, an intruder comes. A person with a gun came, and he told him he told Gerard to raise his hand. Okay, but Gerard afraid? No, Gerard was not afraid. Even if that person was showing his gun and trying to kill him, he was very cool. He was totally relaxed because he must be planning so many things in his mind. Okay, yes. Now, whenever we come across some dangerous situation, we tend to lose our mind. We tend to lose our intelligence. Okay, so that is one thing that we need to learn from this drama. Okay, whenever you encounter some strange thing, dangerous position, you should always have your mind. You should have your intelligence. Okay, and use your intelligence properly. Okay, and that is not easy. Okay, now as far as the Gerard was concerned, even in such dangerous situation, okay, one person holding a pistol, he was very relaxed and he was talking as if nothing was going on, and he also made the other person who was carrying the gun surprised. Okay, that person might not have seen any person which they say showing such which they say normal expression. Okay, yes. And then we know that there was some kind of a conversation between Gerard and the intruder. And what was intruder asking from Gerard? Intruder was asking from Gerard his identity. What was his actual name? What was his Christian name? And he was also asking whether Gerard was staying alone in the cottage or not. Okay, yes. And you remember what was the Christian name of Gerard? The full Christian name was Vincent Charles. Okay, so that was Gerard's Christian name. Okay, yes. And then in between, we came to know that Gerard was very intelligent. He was trying to keep the situation calm. Okay, yes. So the other person might be surprised. Okay, so this is where we stop. You remember? Okay, never mind my name. I like yours better, Mr. Gerard. What are your Christian names? Vincent Charles. So that was the reply given by Vincent Charles. So the intruder asked about Mr. Gerard's Christian name. Now let us see what was he trying to do. Okay, why did he come to Gerard's cottage on the first place? What was his motive? Why did he want to kill Gerard? Okay, let us try to read further. Okay, yes. And next, what did intruder say? Intruder asked him, do you run a car? So do you run a car means, do you have a car? And Gerard said, no. That's a lie. You are dealing with a fool. I am as smart as you and smarter. And I know you run a car. Better be careful, wise guy. Okay. And then Gerard said he did not have any car. And the intruder, he had already studied. He had already learned so many things about Gerard. That's why he came to his cottage, isn't it? And he said that you are telling lie. So you're not dealing with a fool. I'm not a fool. I'm very smart. I know everything. So I know you have got a car. Okay. So intruder told him to be very careful. Okay. Yes. And Gerard, are you American or is it that merely a clever imitation? So Gerard asked him whether he was a real American or he was trying to use American accent. Okay, so we all have different accent. So intruder might have used some kind of American accent. So Gerard told him whether he was actual American or was he trying to, what should I say, imitate. Okay, copy. And what did intruder say? Listen, this gun is no toy. I can hurt you without killing you and still get my answers. Okay? And then intruder got angry and he told Gerard that the gun he was holding was not a toy. It was an actual gun and it could hurt. Okay? Yes, Gerard. And he told Gerard to tell the answer. And what did Gerard say? Of course, if you put it like that, I'll be glad to assist you. I do possess a car and it's in the garage round the corner. And then Gerard said that, okay, yes, it's true that I've got a car, but my car is in the garage round the corner. Okay, I've got a car. And intruder, that's better. two people come out here. Okay, yes. And again, what did the intruder? Now, intruder was asking so many things. He was interested in knowing so many things. Okay, and intruder asked Giraffe whether people often come to his house or not. And Giraffe said, very rarely. Surprisingly, few people take the trouble to visit me. There is the baker, the greengrocer, of course, then there is the milkman, quite charming, but no one so interesting as yourself. And Chirrut said that not many people come to visit him, and the only people who used to come to his place were the baker, the greengrocer, and the milkman. And he also said that all these people are not as interesting as yourself. You are very interesting, but these people are not interesting. So you see, that is the kind of answer Girard gave. He was very cool and he was trying to, what should I say, create some kind of a humor. Okay, yes. And then intruder, I happen to know that you never see tradespeople. And so you see, intruder had done lots and lots of homework already about the Girard, isn't it? And what did he say? He said that it seems that you were not going to the market to buy things. You are not meeting the merchants. You order all these things and then you just go out quickly and then come back to your cottage quickly. So intruder told this to Girard. He had done so many things. He knew so many things about Girard already, isn't it? And then, Gerard, you seem to have taken a considerable amount of trouble. Since you know so much about me, won't you say something about yourself? You have been so modest. Now Gerard was surprised, okay, and he said, "Oh, so you have taken lots and lots of time studying about me. You have learned so many things, and you know so many things about me. And then why don't you introduce yourself? Why are you being so modest? Okay, can you please introduce?" So Girard told intruder to introduce himself. And what did the intruder say? I could tell you plenty. You think you are smart, but I'm the top of the class down here. I've got brains and I use them. That's how I've got where I have. And he said that, oh, you have got so many things to ask. Okay, and do you think you are smart? I'm the top of the class down here. And the intruder told him not to be smart. Okay, intruder told Jerome not to be smart, and he said that he had got brains. He was very sharp. That's why he said that he got into Gerard's house. Okay, yes. And Gerard, and where precisely have you got? It didn't require a great brain to break into my little cottage. And what did Gerard say? Gerard said that, oh, you said that you have got a good brain, but I don't think somebody need a great brain to come into my little cottage. Okay, it's very easy to get into my cottage. So why are you saying you have got? Why are you boasting about your brain that you are very smart? Nothing to do with this. Anybody can come in my cottage. And then intruder, when you know why I have broken into your little cottage, you will be surprised, and it won't be a pleasant surprise. And then intruder said, okay, so once you know why I came into your room, then you will be surprised. Okay, you will be surprised to know why I came into your cottage. Okay, and Jira said, with you figuring so largely in it, that is understandable. By the way, what particular line of crime do you embrace? Or are you a specialist? And then Gerard said, okay, yes, I can easily understand. And then Gerard asked him, what kind of crime? Okay, we know that he was a criminal. So what kind of crime do you embrace? What kind of crime do you do? Okay, or are you a specialist? So Gerard asked the intruder, what kind of crime? We have got so many crime. Some crime do with the people. Some crime they do, what should I say, mobile stealing. Some people they steal motorcycles. Some people steal cars. There are so many things. So he asked, and the intruder says, my specialty is jewel robbery. Your car will do me a treat. It is certainly a dainty bus. And then intruder said that, okay, so I was specialized in jewel robbery. So he used to, which is steal jewels, isn't it? Okay, the jewels that the ladies they wear. Okay, yes. And he said that your car will do me a treat. His car would help him. Okay, yes. And then his car was also a dandy bus, means his car, Mr. Gerard's car was very fanciful and it would help the intruder, isn't it? And the Gerard said, I'm afraid jewels are few and far between in the wilds of Essex. And Gerard said that, oh, why did you come to Essex, this, what should I say, lonely place in England? Why? Because since you are dealing with a jewel robbery, you will not find any jewel in our Essex country. Okay, so you better go to other place. So why did you come here? You will not find any jewels. Okay. So the intruder said, so are the cops. I can retire here nicely for a little while. So the intruder said that, okay, so since you don't have anybody wearing jewels and I won't get the time to steal, but likewise, there will be no cops coming in this place because this place is isolated. Okay, what should I say? Nobody is there. So I can retire here nicely for a while. I can stay here far away from the cops. Okay, the cops will also not come to such places. And Gerard, you mean to live with me? A trifle certain, isn't it? You have not been invited. And Gerard was surprised. Oh, so you want to say that you want to live with me? So you have not been invited. You are not supposed to stay here. Okay, yes. Intruder said, you won't be here long, so I did not trouble to ask you. Okay, yes. And intruder said that, okay, there's no need for you to worry because you will not be here for long. So what does he mean? He said that he was going to kill Gerard and Gerard won't be there anymore, isn't it? So I did not trouble to ask you. So since you won't be here for long, I did not take the trouble of asking for your permission to stay. You are going to be dead and I will stay in your place. So that was what the intruder was saying. Did you understand all this thing? Okay, yes. So, Jiran, what do you mean? This is your big surprise. I'm going to kill you. And Jiran was surprised. What do you mean you won't be here for long? And the intruder says, this is a big surprise. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you, intruder said. Gerard, but still he was not afraid. He must be so many things. There were so many things going on in his mind. He was trying to, which they say, be very smart, isn't it? The way he gives the answer, or actually he must be very. He must be afraid. Okay, yes. And what did he say? A little harsh, isn't it? Oh, that's too harsh, isn't it? I'm going to kill. That is hard, isn't it? And intrusive with a heavy sarcasm. So sarcasm means you are trying to say something differently. Yeah, I'll be sorry to do that. I've taken a fancy to you, but it is just got to be done. And he said, oh, yes, you are a good person. We are talking, but I'm sorry to say that I have to kill you. So it has got to be done. I must have to kill you. Okay. So intruder was saying like that. And Jiran, why add murder to other crimes? It's a grave step you are taking. And Gerard knew that he was already involved in the crime. And then Gerard told him, why are you adding crime? Okay, why are you trying to kill me and add another crime in your, what should I say, list? That is a big mistake. Okay, yes. So Gerard told him. And what did the intruder say? I'm not taking it for fun. I've been hunted long enough. I'm wanted for a murder already, and they can't hang me twice. And the intruder said that, okay, there will be no problem in killing you because, you know, I have already been hunted by the police for a murder. I've already done one murder, and even if they find me killing you, they won't hang a person twice, isn't it? I've already been wanted by the police, and they won't hang me twice. So intruder was telling this to Gerard. Okay, yes. So that is what is going on. Okay, if you are caught killing somebody and if somebody punish you and if you are involved in another murder, then there won't be any second punishment may not be there. So he said that they can't hang me twice. Did you understand this? Okay, yes. So Gerard, you are planning a gratuitous double, so to speak. Admitted you have nothing to lose, but what have you to gain? Okay, so Gerard said that, oh, you are doing unnecessary thing. Okay, why unnecessary? You said that you have nothing to lose. If there isn't anything to use, then what would you gain if you kill me? Okay, you said that you have nothing to lose, and what would you gain if you try to kill me? What will you gain? Okay, so Gerard asked him, okay, that he was doing unnecessary thing. Intruder, I've got freedom to gain. And what did the intruder say? The intruder said that if there is one thing that I could gain from killing you, that is the freedom. I would get the freedom. As for myself, I am a poor hunted rat. As Vincent Charles Gerard, I am free to go to places and do nothing. I can eat well and sleep and without having to be ready to beat it at the sight of a corpse. Okay, so here he was telling, okay, so if there is one thing that I could get by killing you, that is the freedom. How? As for myself, he was saying that he was already being chased by the police. The policemen were looking for him because he had killed somebody. He had got a murder charge. Okay. Now he want to kill Mr. Gerard and he want to take the place of Mr. Gerard. Okay. And he said that as Vincent Charles Gerard, I'm free to go to places and nothing, do nothing. I can eat well and sleep without having to. Now, right now, he was a intruder, he was a murderer, and every time he sees some cops, policemen, he had to run away, isn't it? But if he takes, what should I say, Vincent Charles' identity, then there's no need for him to run away from the police. Okay, yes, he can eat and he can sleep and he can do nothing, isn't it? So he was saying that he wanted the identity of Gerard. He would like to kill Gerard, and in place of Gerard, he will act as if he was Mr. Gerard. Okay, yes, that's why he wanted to change the identity. Did you understand the story? Now he wanted to kill Gerard and he wanted to be a Gerard. Okay, he wanted to disguise himself as Mr. Gerard and police will not do anything to Mr. Gerard because he had not done anything. Okay, yes. And then Gerard, what did Gerard say? In most melodrama, the villain is foolish enough to delay his killing long enough to be frustrated. You are much luckier. Okay, yes. Oh, that was such an exaggeration. Okay, yes. It was totally like a drama, big drama. Okay, yes. So he said this. And then intruder, I'm okay. I've got a reason for everything. I'm going to be Vincent Charles Gerard. See, I've got to know what he talks like. Now I know that posh stuff comes easy. This is Mr. V.C. Gerard speaking. And that's not all. He stands up. Get up a minute. Now take a look at me. Okay, yes. And now his aim was to take the identity of Mr. Gerard. Okay, and that's why he was asking so many things about Gerard so that he could imitate everything, the way Mr. Gerard talked, the way he talks on the phone, the way he dressed, the way he walks. He was trying to watch each and everything so that he can easily become Mr. Gerard. Okay, and not only that, he just told Mr. Gerard to get up and then he just showed how he behaved. He asked Mr. Gerard whether he was doing the same thing as Mr. Gerard or not. Okay, yes. So let us see. Mr. Gerard, you are not particularly decorative. No, well, that goes for you too. I've only got to wear specs and I'll be enough like you to get away with. Okay, and then Mr. Gerard was saying everything. Okay, and he said that you are not that much decorative. Okay, yes, you are not that much just like me. Okay, yes, the way you dress, all these things. And then the intro said, oh, there is one thing that I have to wear, that I have to wear spec because Mr. Gerard was wearing a spec. So he just put on his, what should I say, the specs. Specs means glasses. Okay, and then what about now? Okay, now I look like Mr. Gerard. Okay, yes. And what did Gerard? Mr. Gerard was still not which is afraid. Okay, and he was giving answer in a normal way. There was no change in his behavior, isn't it? And Mr. Gerard said, what about your clothes? They will let you down if you are not careful. And he said that, okay, what about your clothes? Okay, yes, and the cloth that you are wearing is not mine, isn't it? So they will easily, what should I say, know that you are not Mr. Jarrett. Okay, yes. And the intruder, that's all right. Yours will fit mine. And Ms. Intruder said that as far as the clothes is concerned, there's nothing to worry because the clothes that Mr. Jarrett was wearing will fit him. Because right from the beginning, we know that Mr. Jarrett and Intruder, they were having the same body, okay? The size and all these things. Okay, and then that is extremely interesting, but you seem to miss the point of my remark. I said you were luckier than most melodramatic villains. It was not a tribute to your intelligence. You won't kill me for good reason. Okay, yes. And then Mr. Jerry said that, okay, it was interesting. Now everything okay, but you don't have a good intelligence. Okay, yes, you were not that much smart. So Mr. Jared told him that he wanted to know why he was killing him. You won't kill me for a good reason. So that is not a good reason why you are killing me. You should be having more good reason in order to kill if you really have a intelligence. Okay, yes. So intruder said, so that's what you think. Jared, you will let me go and thank God you didn't shoot sooner. Come on, what's on your mind? Better be quick. This conversation bores me. Okay, and Mr. Jared was telling so many things, and the intruder he did not understand anything. Why Mr. Jared was saying all these things? He was not that much afraid. Okay, and the intruder knew that something was going on in Mr. Jared's mind. Okay, and then intruder asked him, okay, yeah, there is something going on in your mind, so you better be quick. This conversation bores me. There's no need for us to talk much. So you tell me what is in your mind. Why are you doing all these things? There is something going on in your mind. Okay, yes. So the intruder asked Gerard. Now let us see what would Gerard say. Okay, now the intruder would kill Gerard and take Gerard's identity, isn't it? Now, what will Gerard do? Let us see whether he was able to use his intelligence. Why was he saying all these things? What was going on in his mind? Let us see. Okay, yes. Gerard, your idea is to elude the police by killing me and taking on my identity. Isn't it? Okay, so Gerard finally got the idea. He told the intruder, okay, now the reason why you are killing me is to get yourself away from the police, isn't it? Why? Because you wanted to take my identity, and as far as I'm concerned, you think that I don't have anybody looking after me. The police won't look after me. Okay, so you want to take away my identity. And the intruder said, yes, I like the idea. So his purpose was to take away the identity of Mr. Jared. But are you sure it is going to help you? And then Mr. Jared, he must have used his intelligence and he told intruder, do you think this will help you? Okay, do you think taking my identity will help you or give you freedom away from the police? Are you sure? And he asked this question to the intruder. Now let us say intruder. Now listen here, I've got all planned. I did a job in the town. Things went wrong and I killed a cop. Since then, I have done nothing but dodge. Okay, yes. Now, intruder said that, listen, okay. He said that he had already planned to kill Mr. Jared, and before coming there, he knew something about Mr. Jared. Okay, and he said that he had done some bad thing in the town, and he must have killed one cop. Because of that, the policemen, the cops, they are just chasing him. And all this time, he had been dodging. So dodging means you avoid, you run away, you hide from somebody, isn't it? Why? Because he had killed one police. So he was running away, he was hiding. So that's why he just got into Mr. Jared's cottage, isn't it? So he was telling all this thing. And Gerard, and this is where dodging has brought you. Okay, so after running all this thing, you finally found my cottage, okay, where you hide, okay, intruder. It brought me to Alsby. That's where I saw you in the car. Two people saw you and started to talk. I listened. It looks you are a bit quiet, a kind of a mystery man. Okay, and he was telling, okay, I did not come directed to your house, but I was coming towards that Aylesbury, the place, and then in that place I saw you in the car, and there were two people, and these two people were talking about you, and I listened to their conversation, and from their conversation I came to know that you are bit queer means different. You are a unique person, okay, a kind of a mystery man, okay. Yes, why? Because he never used to go to the shops to buy, he never used to interact with people. Even if he goes to the market, he used to do shopping very fast and then goes back to things. And people were which were considering Mr. Gerard as a mystery man. Okay, they did not know. They find Mr. Gerard very queer, okay, indifferent or unique like this. Mr. Gerard, and then a mystery which I propose to explain. Okay, so you see that I am a very which is a queer person. I'm a unique person. Do you know why? What is the mystery you do know? Okay, so he asked intruder. Okay, but intruder knew that he was very mysterious person. Okay, and Mr. Gerard asked, told him that whether he knew why he was a mysterious person. Okay, intruder disregarding him without saying anything. You phone your orders and sometimes you go away suddenly and come back just the same. Those were just the thing I want to do. Hearing about you was one of my luckiest breaks. Okay, now he said he learned all these things about Mr. Jared from these two people who were talking, isn't it? That you phone your orders and sometimes you go out suddenly and come back just the same. Those were the things that I wanted to do. Now, intruder was very much, what should I say, interested in his lifestyle. Okay, yes, he does not interact much, he does not go out. So, hearing about you was one of the luckiest break. So you see, we have already come across that luckiest break. It was a very unexpected opportunity for him to, what should I say, become great. Okay, yes, he was just looking for a person to, which is steal identity, and Mr. Jared was the right person. So intruder would kill Mr. Jared, and he would behave as if he was Mr. Jared. So that was his whole purpose. Okay, yes. Now let us see what Mr. Jared say. Mr. Jared, apparently, you haven't the intelligence to ask why I am invested in this club of mystery. Okay, and then the intruder was very happy. Okay, so I can easily behave like you because I have learned each and everything about you. But Mr. Jarrett said, but you have not used your intelligence. You said that you are very smart, but did you ever ask why I behave in a strange manner? Do you ever ask why? You know that I am a very unique person. I don't go out much. I don't, what should I say, interact with people. Do you know the mystery behind this? Did you ever use your intelligence to ask why I behave in this way? So that was the question Mr. Gerard asked the intruder. Okay, yes. And intruder preparing to shoot. The intruder thought that he was trying to fool and he was preparing to shoot. As I said before, this conversation bores me. So bores me. Okay, the intruder was not insistently listening to all the conversation. He wanted to do everything very fast. Okay, and the jurist said, don't be fooled. If you shoot, you will hang for sure. If not as yourself, then as Vincent Charles Gerard. Okay, and then Gerard warned him, don't shoot me. Hey, intruder, don't shoot me. If you shoot me, you will hang for yourself. Okay, if you do not hang yourself, but at least as a Vincent Charles Gerard, you will be also hanged. Okay, and then he said, that was strange, isn't it? So if the police find him, then he will be, what should they, killed by the police. But if he, which will take the identity of Mr. Vincent Charles Gerard by killing him, the same thing, he will also get the punishment. So the intruder was surprised. What is that? Why should I be hanged for just being a Vincent Charles Girard? Because you are a great person. Okay, yes, you haven't committed any crime. Why would the police would you hang me for being Mr. Vincent Charles? What is wrong with you? What is that? And then Jeru said, that is your big surprise. So you see, we find this line, this is your big surprise, used twice, isn't it? In the first one, this is your big surprise is used by the intruder. Okay, yes, and this time Mr. Gerard was using his own words. Okay, this is your big surprise. I said you would not kill me. I was right. Why do you think I'm here today and gone tomorrow? Never see tradespeople. You say my habits would suit you. You are a crook. Do you think I'm a Sunday school teacher? Okay, yes. So, Mr. Jarawa, he must have used his intelligence. Okay, yes, he was trying to fool that intruder. He said that, okay, you know so many things about you, but you know why am I trying to pack up all these things? Why am I trying to go somewhere else? Do you know why I never meet people? Okay, yes, you said that you suit all my habits suits you. You are a crook. Do you think I'm a Sunday school teacher? Do you think I am a very good person? You see, so Sunday school teacher doesn't mean that someone who teaches in the Sunday school. So, do you think I'm a Sunday school teacher? Means, do you think I am a obedient? I am a law-abiding. I am a good kind person? Do you think? Okay, the game is up as far as I'm concerned. Things went wrong with me. I set it with bullets and got away. Unfortunately, they got one of my men and found things the fool should have burned. Tonight, I'm expecting trouble. My bag is packed, ready to clear off. There it is. And then he must have created this story. Okay, yes. And what did he say? Mr. Gerard said that he was not a school teacher. He was a very bad man like him. What did he do? He said that he had just, what should I say, killed somebody and he was just running away. Okay, yes. So, unfortunately, they got one of mine. So, when they were, which was involved in a crime, Mr. Jarrah said that one of his friend was, what should I say, taken by the police and they were just looking for him. And he said that tonight I'm expecting trouble. So he said that there would be a trouble tonight. So that's why I'm packing my bags. I'm trying to run away. So if you don't believe, you just see I'm just packing. Okay. He said all these things to the intruder. So intruder, now if you're the intruder, you will be surprised, isn't it? You are trying to steal somebody's identity, thinking that person was a good, that person was free from all the crime. But the person, what should I say, to whom you are trying to interact, came to be another criminal who has also run away from the policeman, isn't it? So he said all these things. And then what did intruder? That's a bag, all right. And this is a gun, all right. What's all this? And he said that, okay, the bag is there, but remember, this gun is not a toy gun. This is a real gun. Okay, if you try to do some strange thing, okay, if you try to fool, then this gun is the real one. I will kill you. Okay, yes. And Jira said, that's a disguise outfit, false mustache and whatnot. Now, do you believe me? Okay, now he was packing all these things, and he came to know that what are the things that he used to pack. Okay, there were mustaches, there were guns, there were so many other outfits. Okay, so from this, we came to know that what was Mr. Gerard's profession. Mr. Gerard's profession must be a playwright, someone who works in a theater. So people who works in a theater, they should carry the props, just like a wig, mustache, pistols, guns, all this stuff, isn't it? So we use all this stuff during a drama presentation, isn't it? So the intruder saw all this thing, and Mr. Gerard told him, so you see, I was trying to run away from this police, and these are all disguise outfit. I tried to use all this thing in order to hide my identity. So you see, I'm also running away from you. So if you kill me and if you take my identity, you will also be caught by the police. So that was what Mr. Jarrett told the intruder. Okay, yes. So let us see. Intruder, musically, intruder was surprised. He was just thinking for himself. I don't know. Okay, he was totally perturbed. Okay, yes. And now, Mr. Jarrett, for God's sake, clear that muddle head of yours and let's go. And come with me in the car. I can use you. If you find it's a frame, you have got me in the car and you have still got your gun. And then Mr. Jarrett, he said, okay, there's no need for us to which will delay. Okay, so for God's sake, don't think about all this thing. Let us go. You can come with me in my car. And you said, Mr. Jarrett had already told him that he has got a car, okay, in the garage. Okay, so if you don't believe me, okay, you can shoot me in the car because you still have your gun. So it's better we do everything very fast because the police may come anytime and which they say my friend will call me. Okay, yes. So you remember how we began the play? We began which they say when Mr. Jarrett was talking on the phone and he told that other person to call him back, isn't it? So during that time everything was which they say according to the plan, isn't it? Mr. Jarrett was very smart in creating all this story. Okay, yes. And then the intruder just believed him. Okay, intruder believed Mr. Jarrett because Mr. Jarrett was telling all this thing and he had got the proof. Okay, yes. Maybe you are right. Mr. Jarrett. Then don't waste time. Goes up and picks up the hat and bag. And then Mr. Jarrett told him, okay, let us not waste time. So Mr. Jarrett goes and he picks up his hat and he takes out his bag. Okay, yes, intruder. Careful, boss. I'm watching you. Okay, and intruder told Mr. Jarrett, okay, you should be very careful. Don't try to fool me. Okay, I'm watching each and everything that you do. Okay, if you try to fool, I will kill you. Okay, and Mr. Jarrett, I've got a man posted on the road. He will ring up if he sees. Okay, yes. Now, Mr. Jarrett told me, okay, there's no need for us to worry because I've already got one man on the main road and he will just ring me. He will just inform me if the police was there, but I don't want to leave. Okay, yes. So he behaved as if he was waiting for the phone, and suddenly the telephone bell rings. Okay, you see. So the telephone bell rings. We don't know who that person was. Come on, they are after us through here, straight to the garage. Okay, and then Mr. Jarrett was telling him, okay, the phone rings. Okay, I think my friend who was on the road, he must be, which is telling us that the police would be coming very fast. Okay, so let us go. Okay, yes. So through here, straight to the garage. Let us go directly to the garage where my car was. So we can run away from that. And the intruder said, how do I know that you are telling the truth? And intruder was quite suspicious. And he said that how he could know whether Mr. Jarrett were telling the truth. Mr. Jarrett, oh, don't be fooled. Look for yourself. Okay, Mr. Jarrett, what should I say, told him not to be fooled. Okay, look for yourself. The police may come anytime. Okay, yes. Now let us see. Jarrett opens the door and steps away. Intruder leans forward to inspect it with his side towards Gerard, but with a revolver ready. As he turns his head, Gerard gives him a push into the cupboard. Knocking the revolver out of his hand, he slams the door and locks it, picks up the revolver and goes to the phone where he stands with a gun pointed at the cupboard door. So you see, okay, now during that time, which they say, Jared opens the door and steps away. An intruder with the gun in his hand, he leans forward to see whether somebody was there or not. Okay, and he was just looking at the Mr. Jared, and as soon as which is the intruder turns his head, what did Jared do? Jared gives him a push and into the cupboard. Okay, so that what should I say? That door was not actual door. It was just a big cupboard. So he just pushed, and Mr. Jared, what should I say? Pushed the intruder inside the cupboard, and he was able to which is say get rid of the revolver from his hand, and then he slammed the door and locks it, and he picks up the revolver and goes to the phone, and then the phone was ringing, isn't it? And he took the gun and he just pointed to the cupboard, and that intruder was put in the cupboard. So he thought that it was a door, okay, but actually it was not a door, it was a cupboard. So everything was planned by Mr. Gerard, okay, yes. And then from the cupboard, the intruder was rattling the door and shouting, "Let me out of here, let me out of here," like this. So he was already out, isn't it? So Mr. Gerard, he went to the phone. "Hello, yes, speaking. Sorry, I can't let you have the props in time for rehearsal." Okay, yes. So you see, Mr. Gerard was packing all these things, and in the bag there are so many props. So props means the things that we use during our drama presentation. Okay, yes. So he must be supposed to carry all the props for a drama rehearsal, and he said that he can't have the crops. Okay, I have had a spot of bother. He said that there was something that bothered him, so he could not bring all the crops. Okay, props. Quite amusing. I think I will put it in my next play. And he said that he would use all this thing in his next play. So we know that Mr. Gerard was a playwright. Okay, he used to write play. He used to present play. Okay, yes. And then listen, can you tell our friend, the surgeon? Surgeon means the police officer. Can you tell our friend surgeon to come up here at once? You will probably find him in the public bar. Okay, and he told the other person to bring the police here, and he did not find any policeman. That policeman might be in the public bar. You got it? So this is how Mr. Gerard was able to get rid of that intruder who was trying to kill him, who was trying to steal his identity. And you see, Mr. Gerard was very smart, and you know that he was a playwright, people who used to write plays, drama like this. And these people are very intelligent, they've got different ideas, and he was able to use his intelligence. He did not lose his intelligence during such dangerous situation. So people like us, we normally lose whenever suddenly if you come across one bear, we have got lots and lots of intelligence, but you are not able to use your intelligence during that time. Okay, yes, but Mr. Gerard, he did not lose his intelligence. His intelligence was there even during such dangerous situation, and because of that he was able to save his life, and he was able to catch and report this criminal to the police. You see, so that is the play, If I Were You. Now, were you able to understand why we have got the title If I Were You? Okay, yes, the intruder was trying to steal the identity of Mr. Gerard. You got it? Okay, yes. So with this, we have come to the end of this. Now, if you get time, this is a drama. Okay, I want you to write a summary of this play. Okay, yes, in one page. There's no need for you to write long one. Now, this is a drama. I want you to write a story, a short, summary of the play. Did you understand? Did you understand the story? Okay, yes. So I'm going to stop here, and we will see you in the next class. Okay. So till then, take care and bye bye.